Yo, what the deal? It's your boy X.E.L.O. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for coming back. It's you. Yeah, you. I missed you guys. I'm back on here. I want to make sure you guys have a prosperous 2024. So we're going to go over some recording. Show you guys how to actually record in 2024 with Cakewalk by BandLab. Yes, we are still waiting for Sonar and Next to actually come out. Until then, I'm actually going to show you guys how to do this inside of Cakewalk by BandLab. And this is a great segue to talk about our sponsor for today. And this video is sponsored by DistroKid. And DistroKid, we already know, is the best way to get your music on all these streaming platforms, whether that's Apple, Tidal, Amazon, Spotify, and even TikTok. So they actually have a really cool way to get your music out there. So if you're using a tablet or some kind of mobile device, DistroKid now has a way of actually using the iOS or Android for DistroKid. So you can actually post your songs, collect your money, all that right there from your app, whether that's iOS or Android with DistroKid. And if you want to join DistroKid, I have a link below in the description of this video, and it gives you a 7% off for your whole year with DistroKid. So I don't know what you're waiting for. I would do it. I've already done it. But yeah, definitely check out DistroKid. All right, so here we are in Cakewalk. So I'm gonna do an empty project inside of Cakewalk, and we're gonna start from there. All right, and as you see, there's nothing on here. There's nothing in the console view. You have like this metronome in this preview. I'm actually gonna delete these buses because I don't need them. In order to actually start recording your vocals, you wanna actually set up a track, but you wanna make sure all your preferences and things are set up on here. So I'm gonna hit P on my keyboard, and that'll bring up the preferences. And it just depends on what audio interface you have. If you're using an audio interface, I suggest you use the ASIO drivers that come with your audio interface. That'll be the best way to get the best results. Less buffering, less latency on your devices as well. Almost every single audio interface comes with their own driver. The alternative would be to use Wasabi, which is another option that you have for Windows computers to hear your audio out. The ASIO driver I'm using is FL Studio, just so you guys can hear me inside of OBS and as well as hear the beats or whatever else I put inside of the DAW. So if you guys are wondering how to actually set this up to use OBS to record yourself, I have a video showing you how to do that. It'll work for any DAW. And I want to go to this one that says driver settings here. So once you're in here, you'll see that it's actually going your playback and your recording through whatever drivers you actually have set up. And this is the buffer size. So it's telling me that it's going to take 10.7 milliseconds to go round trip to come back to hear it inside of like your headphones or anything like that. And right here is my ASIO panel. If I click on that, it'll bring it up and you'll be able to see that my buffer length right now is at 512. Usually you want to kind of lower this down if you're going to be doing recording, especially if you're using like AutoTune, stuff like that, because then you won't hear that latency so bad inside of your headphones. But I'm going to leave it as it is right now and just hit OK on here. All right, so now that we have that set up, what I want to do is just add an audio track. So I'm going to right click in here and it's going to hit insert audio track. So now I have a track in here, and up here at the top, as you see, it says custom. I want to change this. Let's go to all. So this way it'll show me all the parameters that are set up under there. And I'm going to move this over a little bit just so I can kind of see everything. So as you see here, it has your volume, your gain. So if you need to add some more gain to your stuff, you can do it here. And you want to worry about this right here, this input, and it says none. So what I want to do is I'm going to add a track into Cakewalk just so I can do some music to, and I'm also going to add another track. So let's add that second track, insert audio track. All right, so I added this track in there, and the first thing I like to do is always look for the tempo. The tempo is like very important, and your audio engineer will thank you later on. So let's make sure we get the tempo. And I know the tempo of this track is 90 beats per minute, and it will start right here on this 5th bar, which is where you want it to actually be. Okay, so now that we have the track in here and we have the tempo set, we want to turn down the track. I usually like to turn it down about 8 dBs, because usually when people bring you stuff for a session is really, really loud. So I usually like to be around negative 8 dBs to like -6, somewhere around that range is usually where I like to be when I'm actually doing any kind of audio. So basically, this is like taking you through a session with an artist. You get the beat, you put it on there, then you start your tracks. You ask the person, you know, how many tracks is it? What's the name of the project? Once you get the name of the project, definitely go and save it. So I'm gonna save this. Let's just name it. I'm just going to name it Vocal Setup. So now we have the project. Make sure you name your tracks. It is a very, very good habit. So usually I like to put the artist name, and now I have that set up on here. So I have the artist name, I have the track name. So we should be just about ready to start recording. All right, so I have the mic in front of me now. Usually when you actually have the mic on, you can click on like your record on, and you'll be able to see which section is actually coming out. If you see it's coming out of the left side, if you're looking at the meter right here. So it's hitting at a pretty good level. I like that level. I usually like to stay under that like -12 dB level when I'm actually recording vocals. As you see, it's only on the left side. Usually if you have an audio interface, it may have 2 options on there, or input. 1 is usually on the left and 2 is usually on the right. So if you had yours plugged into the second one, usually it'll be on the right side that you'll see showing your vocals. So let's change that. Let's go here to where it says this input 1 and 2. And I'm going to change this to input 1, which is the left. So now, as you see, now it looks like more mono, more in the middle. And that's where you want your vocals to actually be. So you're not just recording on one side. I'm going to actually turn on the monitoring so you can actually hear what the mic sounds like. All right. So as you hear, it has a slight delay. So this is what you would actually get when you're using these audio interfaces. You get a slight delay inside of your vocals. This is what you get when you're monitoring. But what I really do like about Cakewalk is the option to use the Pro channel. So over here on the left-hand side, you can have the Pro channel, or you can actually do it inside of the mixer. So if you go up here and you go to Pro channel, you can have the Pro channel show here as well, right? So I'm gonna turn the Pro channel back on this side. And there'll be times when you don't want to go over this 12 dB, but you want your mic to be louder, right? So you can turn on your compressor, right? So the compressor is on, and I can raise the input, and you'll hear that it's getting louder. As you see, the meters are not going to get any louder. Your output will be louder in here for your master, but it's not going to record it in as an effect on the track. Usually you would have to bounce it in order to actually get that effect onto whatever track you're using. With that being said, let's add some effects. So I'm gonna go real simple and just do like the Sonatus reverb, take down the reverb here. I'm gonna take down the early reflection, dry. If you do the dry, you shouldn't really hear that much latency, but it's a little loud. You won't really hear the latency that much. I'm gonna turn down the room size so that it doesn't give me a really big room to move in. And I think that's cool. I can live with this as the recording right now. All right, and this will allow you to record your vocals inside of Cakewalk. So let's do it. So I'm gonna hit record. Yeah. Everybody know the deal, everybody knows the drill. I come through, give you something that you can feel. Everybody get up, we gon' get up and get down. We gon' get up to get down. Yeah, we gon' get up to get down. Yeah, get up to get down. There we have a recording. Yeah. Everybody know the deal, everybody knows the drill. I come through, give you something that you can feel. Everybody get up, we gon' get up and get down. We gon' get up to get down. Yeah, we gon' get up to get down. Yeah, get up to get down. Let's say that you wanted to move your track around. So let's say I'm gonna cut off this first section here, right? And I wanted to make sure that this didn't move left or right when I drag it to another track. So if you hold shift and you go down, You can't move it left or right. See, I'm moving the cursor left and right, and it's not moving. It can only go up and down. That's it. And when I let it go, it'll make that other track. Let's say you wanted to move it left and right. If you hold shift and you start moving left and right, it will not go up and down. See, you can't move it up and down now. You can only move it left and right. So whichever shift you do first is the one that'll take on the track. If you watch my other video on how to actually set up the AutoTune, this will be a refresher for you on here as well. So I'm going to add a stereo bus, and let's name it vocals, and pull this up, and I'm going to add an effect. So I have a couple of different ones now. I really like this crisper one. If you do have an option to ever get it by Brainworks, I think this one is really, really good. It gives you an option to do a live one and a mixing one. So I'm going to do a live just so that it can take it automatically. And I'm going to set this to a minor. If you're going to use any kind of tuning, just make sure that you have the root and the scale of the track itself. That way it'll make sense when you're actually doing your AutoTune with it. All right, so in order to get this, I'm going to change this where it says master. I'm going to put it on vocals. So now, I have the AutoTune. So now if you record, it's not going to record the AutoTune. It's just going to record whatever the vocals are. So I'm going to mute these, and I'm just going to do some AutoTune. Ooh, yeah. We gon' make it this time. We gon' make it this time. We gon' make it this time around. Yeah, this time around. Yeah, yeah. All right. So now we have the AutoTune on this track. So I'm gonna take off the recording and let's play it back and hear how it sounds. Ooh, yeah, we gon' make it this time. We gon' make it this time. We gon' make it this time around. Yeah, this time around. All right, and you can hear the AutoTune in there as well. Really, really cool. So that was the crisper. If you didn't have the option to actually purchase this crisper, I did show a video using Grelion 2, and you can also use the Melda Production ones for AutoTune as well. So now let's say that we wanted to actually punch in. We want to punch in like right around this area here. So there's like 4 bar here or so. In order to do that, you can go over here to this punch in and out. So we have this little red line up here when you're doing the punch. So it gives you an in and an out. So I can kind of do this in and out here, and it'll just record this area that it is actually selected under. So if I go back to the beginning and I start recording. Yeah. We gon' make it this time. We gon' make it this time. We gon' make it this time. Right, so now we have this area here that was just recorded. Ooh, yeah. We gon' make it this time. We gon' make it this time. All right, and that's an easy way to actually punch in and out inside of Cakewalk as well. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Try to do more videos for Cakewalk this year so you guys can get more familiar with the DAW itself. If you have like any questions or concerns, please leave them below in the comment section. If you actually want to do any kind of one-on-one with me, I do have them available on my site, which is xelohh.com. You can go there and actually book a one-on-one session to learn more in-depth things and features about Cakewalk by BandLab. But this is pretty much the end of the video. And once again, it's your boy, X.E.L.O. Till next time, people. Peace.